Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Am I awake enough to do this? Let's see. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh boy. Okay, I got to turn off the sound over here. It's 7:38 on Wednesday morning, December the 14th, and here we are with the painfully honest morning in which I think I'm just going to talk about whatever comes to mind, but I did pick out some news stories that I could discuss that might be interesting, or at least interested me very briefly when I looked through Flipboard just a few minutes ago. So, how's that? Let's pull this stuff over. Good morning to everyone. Wow, everybody's awake this morning. Everybody's awake this morning. We got Tech for Your Needs. We got Scott, Idle, Nornamore, Jason Laverty, Bader, Sean Williams. Yep, everybody's here. Draftsman Parker in the house. And we're doing the thing. What's up? I'm up. I decided to get out of bed before 8 o'clock this morning. I got to take my daughter to school at 8:30, so I've got like 50 minutes to talk to you people, and so I figured I'd just do that. Saying good morning from Dubai. Thank you, Focus Break, Ken Ortega. Got my coffee. Still haven't gotten my Painfully Honest Tech coffee mug yet. I am a little upset that I haven't gotten it yet. I was supposed to and a t-shirt, but all right, you like that. Then here's the link, chat, for you to do just that. Yeah, that's I don't know. What the hell am I talking about? I'm trying to sell things to you this morning. Because that's the kind of thing that you got to do. Oh, the later case. You know, Monday was an exhausting day. It was really a tiring day. I can only imagine for some people how much more tiring it was, but it was a very tiring day for me. I kind of blame it for my migraine style headache that I had last night that put me to bed early. Yes, I did see the Escobar Fold. In fact, that's what I have. That's what I have up here to discuss. Is the Escobar Fold? Hilario, good morning to you. Wait, there's an Apple event today. I didn't hear about the Apple event today. Let me share this screen if I can get back to where I can do those things. Where this is why you don't stream in the morning. You can't find your tabs. Where did my Streamlabs tab go? Anyway, it's got to be around here somewhere. There it is. So the dbrand teardown skin. Okay, Fat Produce. I got to admit, as much as I've ragged on dbrand for dbrand skins, I have I saw that. I saw Jerry Rig Everything posted one and a picture of one, and I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. dbrand is nice but expensive. I mean, it's a sticker, but you gotta, all the research and development it takes to come up with a sticker. Think about that. So yeah, now we have these teardown skins that look exactly like the insides of the phone. So you no longer have to take the glass back off your phone, scrape out all the color, and then put it back. So that's good. Next Level Tech, thank you for the Canadian $5. Thank you for the kind words. Very happy to be here this morning. Very happy to be out and about in the world. You bought an S10 Plus one, Sean? Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to look at them more specifically to see if I'm interested. Maybe I'll get in touch with dbrand, see if they want to send me some. Fat Produce, I did not know you were in the Midwest. Missouri is the show me state. right? I think so. Yes, I think it is. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. Uh, Pablo Escobar's brother launches $350 foldable phone. Okay. The late drug kingpin sibling claims Escobar's Fold One's plastic screen cannot break, unlike Galaxy Fold. Roberto de Jesus Escobar Gaviria, the brother of the late Colombian drug king Pablo Escobar, is going toe to toe with Moto, Razer, Galaxy Fold, Huawei Mate X by releasing the Escobar Fold, $350. So it's going to come with Android 9. It's got a 7.8-inch OLED AMOLED screen, Snapdragon 8 series chip. They don't say which one. Dual 16 and 20 megapixel cameras. Yeah, $350 for 128 gigabytes, $500 for 512 gigabytes. That is 1/3 the price of a Moto Razr. Oh, front page tech. I love you too. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet with your $9.99. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So Pablo Escobar's brother is, I mean, how does he make this phone so cheap? How does he make this phone so cheap? I don't understand how that might be possible, but it's gonna be there. Wait, I'll wait for the ISIS iPad exemplar. I don't know, man. Maybe this guy is like totally on the up and up. We can't. I mean, I don't know the whole story of Mr. Roberto de Jesus Escobar Gaviria. I don't know his story, so I'm not going to cast aspersions on him. He might be like totally on the up and up. We don't know. But would you buy an Escobar Fold 1 for $350? $350. That's the question. Now, at $350, I certainly would take a flyer on a foldable phone. They have here. There's a video with the phone, and that's Pablo Escobar's photo on the folding phone as the wallpaper. Wallpaper. That's what I'm trying to say. Surface Duo for the next phone. Yeah, I mean, aren't we supposed to see the Surface Duo like sometime in the next, half a decade or something like that? I mean, those new Microsoft things looked really, really cool. However, the soft release date always makes me a little bit nervous. So, rollable Escobar phone. I see what you're doing there. I see what you're doing. Franklin. That's dirty. Well, it's not dirty. That's illegal. So yeah, we've got the Pablo Escobar foldable phone. I don't know exactly what to say about that. Christmas 2020, and it'll be too late for Microsoft. Yeah, you might be right, Jason. But then again, I mean, Microsoft's got to get lucky sometime. They've got to come out with something that matters on time at some point, right? So yeah, I wonder, Mafia Mobile. I wonder, like, how do you pay your bill for for your cell service with Mafia Mobile? I don't know. Zune 2. Oh man, I would be so down for a Zune 2 if Apple brought back the iPod Classic and Microsoft brought back the Zune. That would be the best thing in the world to happen. I would love to see that happen. I've made a case already for the fact that I want to see the iPod Classic back. I saw that there was you have to root your iPhone or like jailbreak your iPhone, but you can make it into an iPod Classic service. Oh, you guys are on fire this morning. I don't even have to work hard at this. Jeez, I'm gonna do all my streams in the morning now because you guys are just taking it. Uh, so let's Fat Produce. I can't get my dad to stop buying HTC 10s to cannibalize together to repair his phone. I keep telling him HTC is essentially dead. Yes, but the HTC 10 was a really good phone. It was a really good phone. So I can't blame your dad. I can't blame your dad. I wonder if Apple would put a headphone jack in if they brought back the iPod. They probably wouldn't, and it would just be like a major troll. They would just be trolling us by not doing that. Micron Orbital says that it's 1448. I'm going to do math and say that that's 3:48 in the 2:48 in the afternoon wherever you are, and yeah, so that isn't morning. You're right, but it's morning for me, dude. Morning for me. Flat Earth Bear, Mafia Mobile, you pay one way or the other. Man, I'm just here. You guys feed me the stuff and I just make the jokes that you feed me. How about that? That's the way that we're going to do this morning. Painfully Honest Tech morning. Maybe this is the thing to do. I'm having a good time. Got a Pixel 3a on Black Friday for $299 on Google Fi. Happy with it so far. The Pixel 3a is a really, really, really good phone. I mean, I can't. The value proposition of the Pixel 3a and 3a XL are so good because at that price, those phones are so good. That's why when you get to the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 4 XL, then it's and they're $800 and $900. That's the problem. You could get a Pixel 4 for $600 on Black Friday, and $600 is a good amount of money for that phone. But still, it has enough problems that I wouldn't recommend it. Preston, good morning. Steve Freeman, up to rock the world early. They'll make us an offer we can't refuse. That's how the Escobar Fold is going to sell. You know, they're just gonna jump you from an alley, leave the phone in your pocket. Apple Music Awards today. Apple Music Awards. I can't say I'm excited about that, but hey. Oh, is this the event where they're supposed to like talk? Developers are supposed. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So yeah, we've got the Escobar Fold. I think, have we run the course on the jokes about the Escobar Fold? I mean, yeah, I am fine now. I am fine. I had to go to sleep. Sometimes I get a headache and it hurts so bad that I just have to lay in bed and sleep. And that's what I did. And now I'm awake. and yeah. So here I am doing this painfully honest morning where I'm talking about whatever fits my fancy at the moment. What fits my fancy? Good morning, Blue-Eyed Tech. Bob Grimes is here this morning. Good to see you. We've got I already said hi to Preston. I already said hi to Steve. Tech for your needs. I've said hi to you as well. iPhone 8 Plus. Is that what you said for 300? Excuse me. $300? That's not bad. Is this an everyday thing? I don't know if it'll be an everyday thing. Maybe it'll be like a kind of like at least once a week thing. But then again, I'm much more awake right now than I would be at this time if I didn't have a camera in my face talking into a microphone. So maybe I should make this an everyday thing so that I can get my day started right. And that would just be awesome. Max Goodman with a quick question on Lou from Unbox Therapy. What's the current thinking? I saw his 40-minute explanation. It seemed legit enough to me. Yes. I mean, here's the problem. He gave that explanation and everything that he had to say makes sense for sure. He gave that explanation. Everything makes sense. He didn't address the questions of like, why hide the videos? Why put that, hit Pitaka with a copyright strike before that video. Here's what everybody seems to be missing. Before that video, there were only questions. There were only questions like, what happened? These videos disappeared, and then he puts out a case. What happened? Oh, he just copyright strike the company that makes the competing case. Like, what's going on? The way it was handled was just handled so poorly. And hindsight is 2020. So, when people say like, oh, of course you get grief for doing videos like that. And I don't feel comfortable doing videos like that. I don't know that anybody does. Maybe John Prosser does. Maybe John Prosser feels totally comfortable doing those videos, but I feel a little bit weird about them. But the thing is, if we hadn't made videos asking the questions and pointing them out, if we don't ask those questions and point them out, then we don't force Lou or others to make a 45-minute video where they explain what they didn't explain in the first place. So now, and then there was the entire like hour something long Twitter back and forth where we got really close in that Twitter thing to actual answers. Actual answers were almost gotten to in that Twitter thing. Close enough that we can at least understand that the answers were there and were almost put to words in a public place. But yeah, I mean, I still don't feel good about it. I still don't feel good about it. I still feel like really, really kind of weird. It's, I don't know. I mean, I want to have the best thoughts possible. I want to think the best of everyone. I want to think that, just like what we have here is a failure to communicate. But based on what he said after the fact, I feel better about wanting to think that than I did before he said those things. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll have to get the later case in hand. I guess we'll have to, I hope it's not one of those things where everybody just kind of forgets about it, but everybody forgets about these things. That's just the nature of the beast. Everybody just tends to kind of forget. And, it's a big news cycle. It's a news story. It's a big deal. And then it's just not a big deal anymore. And I mean, he's got 16 million followers. So people are going to, I mean, all 16 million are not going to be aware of the kerfuffle that happened over the release of this case. So, I mean, I feel better about it than I did before I made the video. I guess that's all I can ask for. I don't know. John from Front Page Tech is lurking in the chat. Maybe he'll say if he feels better or not. You can just answer yes or no, or with more words if you want. I am feeling better, Genosis. Thank you very much. My head was killing me. Like, I get sinus headaches that sort of get to the level of migraine, to where all I can do is close my eyes and go to sleep. And that's kind of where I was last night. So it wouldn't have been good for me to try. It wouldn't have been good for me to try and do the podcast last night, because my eyeballs might have exploded or something like that. So Ivan asks, Pixel 3a XL or 4XL, which is better value? The Pixel 3a XL is better value. I don't know that means it's the better phone, but you get better value for the money that you're spending, unless you're able to get that Pixel 4 XL on one of those Black Friday deals where it's like $300 cheaper than it usually is, because $300 cheaper is about the only way that you should buy that phone, in my opinion. What are we congratulating Genosis on? So Front Page Tech, just for those of you who, maybe this will be a podcast. Maybe I'll throw it up there and make it into a podcast. So I'll just read things out. Front Page Tech says, it feels good that we are nearly 100% accurate by retracing his steps. It feels icky and disappointing that he wasn't about to explain himself out of it. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I mean, I'm glad that we got to some level of potential transparency. Um, eh, but it was tooth and nail. It was tooth and nail there. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw Viper's tweet. You won yourself some AirPods Pro. I need new AirPods Pro. Well, I need a new case because my dog chewed my case up. The AirPods themselves are fine. My dog chewed up the case. I had these fake ones. I had these fake ones that, I mean, they work. They're not as good as the real AirPods though. Um, Distance says AT&T or Samsung practically want to give you a Note 10 Plus for my Note 8 about $400, $400 to $500 out of pocket. That is a really difficult. That would be really difficult to stay away from. But then again, I'm trying to develop this way of thinking. Okay, $400 or $500 compared to what the Note 10 Plus costs doesn't sound like a lot of money. Um, so it's like, yeah, I should jump on that deal. But then again, it's still $400 or $500, right? So I mean, if $400 or $500 out of your overall bank account is not like a huge deal, and you want to have a new phone, then the Note 8 being a couple of years old, then yes, it's a good day. Um, it's a good day. Uh, so yeah, I think that's a really good deal. But again, like I'm trying to cultivate that idea that like no matter how good a deal, it's still money. Does that make sense? $5 for the snowflake who left because John Prosser was in the chat. John Prosser, just I'm surprised you're not in politics. You just bring people together, John. You bring people together. It's an amazing thing to watch. Yeah, man, I got to tell you. So my in-laws were here. Story time. In-laws were here a couple of weeks ago, and I was drinking an espresso coffee. That's like $30. $30 for 10 or 30 cups of coffee, or $33 for 30 cups of coffee, and it's the individual pods. My in-laws don't have the taste for coffee that I do, nor do I want to spend an extra $30 so that they can have coffee. So we go out and they buy a coffee machine, a Cuisinart coffee machine. It's a nice coffee machine. It has knobs, it has switches, and we make coffee in a pot, which I haven't done for probably 15 or 20 years, and then they leave. So we bought like some good Starbucks coffee, and then we bought a giant can of McDonald's coffee. And when they left, I realized that they drank all the Starbucks coffee and left me with a full canister of McDonald brand coffee. Um, I suppose I did it to myself because I suggested that we get it just because I thought it was kind of funny. But now I have to drink the McDonald brand coffee, and it's not. I mean, if there's like a if there's a sort of if there's a mix if there's a scale between espresso from the best place you could possibly get espresso and like dirty dishwater strung through like a towel that cleaned the bathroom floor, um this is at least somewhere in the middle of that scale. Yes. So there are other stories today. There are other stories. I found this story. I love the way this is going to be as much a critique of the way people write these headlines, and focus these stories as it is the news. So you're getting two things for one here. Let's take a look. MacBook Pro is getting a killer feature iPhone users can only dream about. What do you think that's? I mean, you read that headline and it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Um, well, it means that MacBook Pros are going to get micro LED screens, and so are 12.9-inch iPad Pros. I guess I just bought this 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Um, Maybe I should have waited, but it's not supposed to be out until like this time next year. So, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, micro LED screens, and I guess the iPhone is not slated amongst the ones that Ming Chi Kuo or Kuo Ming Chi, however you want to say it, are like, anyway, you know what I'm saying. The iPhone's not going to get it. Zach with the $20 Canadian super chat says, as I said last night, with Kimberly, if Lou should have presented, like, I don't like phone cases, so I took the best elements of brands and made my own. Yes, transparency would have been best. I mean, I get where he was coming from, because I'm guilty of this sometimes as well, and I think anybody who does like YouTube stuff is kind of guilty of this. You want to be drama filled. You want the click. You want people to pay attention, and so he said it in the most dramatic way that he could think of to say it. But the problem with that was, in doing so, he he made it sound like something that it wasn't, and probably didn't like anticipate that people would take it that way. I mean, maybe that's a really that's a really generous way of thinking about it, but that's basically what happened. Was he went in for the drama, to try and get people excited about his new phone case, and it just kind of came back to bite him in the rear end, and that's what happened. So yeah, I questions were asked. No one who's saying being attacked. Just think of someone like it, zero sense. It and in my opinion, it makes people that attack him look bad. Nobody's attacking. Nobody's attacking. I mean, in this day and age, I understand why dissension, why questioning, why things that asking questions of people and really demanding some answers might seem like, um maybe might seem like uh attacks, because that's the way our world works now. But asking people for clarification, asking questions about what seems to be not quite on the up and up, is perfectly within the rights of every person that exists on this planet. And every person should feel comfortable enough to exercise that muscle, to ask questions and not feel as though um, they are somehow being predatory. And the questions that we were asking were about potential predatory behavior. So I think it's totally fair to ask those questions. Tech Free Needs, thanks for being here this morning. I think it's totally fair to ask those questions. And I tried to be as fair as possible in my video asking the question. I tried to put stuff out there and then say, please come explain this stuff to us. And he did, to a certain extent, in that video on Lou Later, and then he did to a certain extent on Twitter as well. I wish he would have used more punctuation, because it would have made his stuff easier to read. But I'm an old guy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe the kids these days, they don't need punctuation, because I don't know, words. But at any rate, yeah, now the coffee is getting cold. It's not even all that good. Um, so what are Shannon is saying that she wants to stop looking dumb reaching out to touch her MacBook screen. It's not a touch screen. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that. Maybe you already know that. But everybody wants a touch screen. If you want an Apple touch screen, here it is. Here it is. This is the Apple touch screen. This is what they want you to use as a laptop anyway. Doug Houston says, real punctuation, none of this SHIT. Oh, I don't doubt that he spent 7 months on the case. Because I can only imagine, if it takes 60 days for something to arrive from China when you order it from one of these places, I don't imagine that it wasn't 60 days or 7 months, because that's just 2 or 3 revisions back and forth. Was it as extensive? Was it as crazy as what he led us to believe, or made it seem? I, I can't really say. I can't really say. I've been in situations where I've gone through processes like this, and small changes are made, and it takes a long time to go back and forth where between when the small change is asked for and when the small change shows up. So 7 months doesn't seem unreasonable to me, but it could also be a little bit of a stretch. Fat Produce, thank you for the $5 super chat. McDonald's coffee tastes like burnt water, which is impossible, as burnt water is technically water vapor. Yes, yes. Somehow they've captured the flavor of something that can't exist, and now I'm drinking it. So Scott Wilson wants to know why people are so upset about Loose Case. It's a long story. It's a long story. But the short answer is he put out a case. He made it seem like it was the case. It was a case that he made up all by himself. It clearly looked like another company's case, and that company's well known for making that case out of that material. And so people were like, wait a minute, that's that case. And then the CEO of that company was like, wait a minute, that's our case. And Lou had to do some explaining about how he got from there to there. He hid some videos. He laid down a copyright strike on the company that made the other cases. But I think he explained himself. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, copying the case wasn't the biggest deal. It it was what seemed like at the time trying to hide the fact that he had seen a Pataka case before. It seemed like by hiding the videos and everything else that he was trying to hide the fact that he'd ever seen a Pataka case. And Pataka happened to have a video featuring some of his content as a promo on their website, so he then put down a copyright strike on them. And then but the problem is, like, I had an email that mentioned Unbox Therapy as one of the people who had supported their cases. John Prosser had a similar email. There were all kinds of places where you could find that Unbox Therapy had in fact been aware of the Pataka case. And so that was the issue. He came out. He made a video on his Lou Later channel explaining the process of how he got to the whole thing. He explained a little bit more on Twitter. We asked him to be on the Painfully Honest Tech podcast last night, which I guess is good that he didn't come on because my head was killing me. So he didn't avail us of the invitation, but I think at least this way we have a certain amount of understanding. It doesn't seem as shady as it maybe did initially, but there's always the question. The question always remains whether or not it is. Blue Eye Tech, thank you for stopping by this morning. What time is it? 8:12. I've got 18 minutes, or maybe really 15 minutes, because then I got to take my daughter to school. I got to make sure that she actually got up and got herself dressed, and if she didn't, then she's going to be late again, which is not a good thing. Anyway, Voris, that's okay. We're all fine. So we've got the story about how everything but the iPhone is getting micro LED. What other stories did I grab this morning? Now I know Front Page Tech already covered this. They already talked about this on a Front Page Tech video, but I figured I would talk about it too. Apple to do the unthinkable with the iPhone 12 and go against everything they believe. See, look at this headline. Look how ridiculous this headline is. You would think, okay, when I read that headline, I thought they were trying to refer to the fact that maybe mini LED, mini LED. Yes, thank you. I thought that maybe they were talking about Apple might put the headphone jack back, which would go against everything they believe. But in fact, no. I guess there are some rumors here that Apple and Samsung are likely going to or heavily considering putting the AirPods and I guess the Galaxy Buds in with the phones when they sell them next year. Which good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Because I mean, if they take away the headphone jack, at least give us the thing that they want us to buy. Well, are they going to raise the price? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I still want the headphone jack back. Haka, we already talked about the Escobar Fold. That was the lead story this morning. The Escobar Fold. Many drug-related jokes were made. Still, I'm curious. I'm curious as to what that's going to be looking like. Let's Talk Movies says, I'm liking my V50. Are you still using it at the moment? At the moment, I'm not. At the moment, I still have the SIM card in the iPhone 11 Pro, but I have the V50 sort of hanging out. Like I just got a set of Hi-Fi Man 400XX headphones from the Drop, formerly known as Mass Drop. I still can't get used to that. And I've been using the V50 to listen to stuff with the headphones. Those headphones need some power because the V50 can drive them to where they sound okay, but I feel like it needs even more power because I'm like totally dimed out and it's not blowing my ears out. So I'll have to look into that a little bit more because it says they're like 35 ohms, which should be fine. It should be loud, but I don't know. Is graphene batteries going to be a thing on the S11 or Note 11? I don't know. I mean, we're going into the third year where we've heard about graphene batteries and Samsung. So at this point, I'm going to stop holding my breath because I'm turning blue in the face. But yeah, I don't know. Graphene batteries, everything that I've heard about graphene batteries sounds really, really cool. And it sounds like it'll be a great leap forward for battery technology. So here's hoping that, yes, that happens. But I mean, this year we got, at least with Apple, we got so much better battery life. And I think that software optimization is getting us so much better battery life these days. So the graphene battery thing doesn't seem as emergent. It doesn't seem as important if we're going to get 2-day battery life out of what we got right now. So that's how I feel about it. But at this point, we've heard so much about the graphene batteries, and nothing has really come of it. That I'm just kind of in wait and see mode. Michael Brown says, like your videos, but I'm getting bored with tech lately. Still cool stuff, but just doesn't bring satisfaction. Don't need or want to always update to new stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's the consumer side of tech. There's a consumer side of tech where you're actively shopping for a thing and maybe wanting to get it or not, and then there's another side of tech where you're intellectually interested in it and you like to talk about how things are changing and evolving and what's coming next year and how's it going to be different from this year, and is there a new thing around the corner like the Escobar Fold 1? Yeah, so I mean I'm pretty at the end of phone season. I'm definitely tired of talking about phones. How's that? At the end of phone season, I'm definitely tired of talking about phones, but it'll come back around. I try and talk about different things. Other than phones. I've made some videos about other stuff. Nobody watches my videos about other stuff. No, nobody watches my videos about other stuff, but I still like to make the videos. So, am I in on Apple glasses? Yes. Yeah, I want AR glasses so bad you can't even imagine. However, um, however, I don't know that we're going to see it anytime soon. I mean, there's so I have really bad eyes. I have stigmatism. I have bifocals. I have all this other stuff. So um I think it's just going to be really difficult for Apple to like make an off the shelf product like the AR glasses and then have the customization available to the people who are going to need it. I mean, if you wear contacts, I guess it would be fine. I've tried to wear contacts. I look really weird without glasses on. So, um so I can't do contacts. Can't do contacts. Apple glasses will probably sell for $5,000. They might. They might. I mean, maybe $2,000, maybe $2,500, but I don't know. I don't. It depends on what kind of investment has to be made in order to get those AR glasses to the market. Um, have you and Front Page Tech thought about taking Lou to court for his lies? No, no. I mean, there's no way to do that for, especially for us. We don't have any skin in the game. Unfortunately, like I don't know that the Pataka people have anything either, because I don't know that they own that intellectual property. And since all of this stuff is happening in China and China doesn't care about intellectual property in the first place, then there's not really any way for Pataka to do anything either. I mean, one thing that we did find out by doing these videos was that that case design is available pretty ubiquitous across a lot of different bulk websites like Alibaba and AliExpress and places like that. So I don't think there's really any grounds for anybody to sue anybody, but I still think it's important to to talk about the stuff and point it out and hold people accountable. And I mean, I'm glad that through the few videos that were made, that there was a conversation, that things became more clear. So, Eyebright Herb, Mr. Nice Guy. That sounds like it's something illegal. What are you? Well, at least illegal in some states. I don't know what that is. George Carbajal, good morning to you, sir. Good morning to you. It is 8:21 on Wednesday, the 4th of December. And yeah, I've only got a few minutes left here to regale you guys with stories. I picked this one specifically because because of the cover for the 6 best phones of 2019. There are only 4 dudes here, but okay. They've got 6 packs though. How's that? Sorry to scare you. I was just interested in these picks because I don't know that these picks are really like based on anything. iPhone 11 Pro Max. Okay, I think everybody agrees the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max are good phones this year. Google Pixel 4. I mean, they don't number these things, but the first thing that the author writes is, I should hate the Pixel 4. Yes. Yes, you should. Unreasonably priced and all that kind of stuff. No fingerprint scanner, yada yada yada. Yeah, I don't know. Is it one of the best phones of the year? One of the 6 best phones of the year? I don't know. I don't know. You do it. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, I know lots of people like this phone. I wasn't as in love with this phone as other people were. I found it to be, as I called it in my review, and I felt like I didn't get nearly enough, like, pun points for it. I called it the butt phone. The butt phone. Like, it's good. It has this, but it doesn't have that. Right? Get it? Yeah, butt phone. Butt phone. But maybe it is one of the best. Huawei P30 Pro probably is one of the best 6 phones of the year. However, I live in the United States and I can't ever have one. Can't see one. I guess I could like import one, but you know. So Scott wants to know why the Pixel not having a fingerprint sensor is an issue, but iPhones not having it is okay. Now you're assuming that people feel like the iPhone not having a fingerprint reader is okay. People feel that way. A lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people won't buy the newer versions of the iPhones because it doesn't have the fingerprint reader. I think that there's a fundamental mindset difference between what Apple likes to do with their stuff and what Android likes to do with their stuff. Apple likes to figure out what they consider to be the best way to interact with their device and then give you no other choices but that way. That's how Apple works. And Android works kind of the opposite. They want to give you they want to give you like a bunch of different ways to do things, and then you can choose the one that works best for you. That's why, like, there's fingerprint reader, there's face recognition, there's PIN, there's code, there's swipey stuff. There's all. So I think that's what people are reacting to when the Pixel didn't offer a fingerprint reader in addition to the Face ID. Because it's against it goes against what generally Android's mindset has been about how to offer these kinds of features. So AS says Unbox Therapy 15.9 to 15.8 million subscribers. Oof. Well, I mean, it's 100,000 people, but still, I've lost subscribers en masse, not nearly to that level, but it never feels good. I don't care if you have almost 16 million subscribers or 50. Never feels good to lose subscribers because you feel like, what did I do wrong? I mean, maybe you did something wrong, but I know that was the case for me. Anyway, top 3 phones from Charlie Rohr, or Rare. Note 10 Plus, iPhone 11 Pro Max, LG V50. Those are all good. Those are all good choices. The Motorola Razr made it in here as one of the best 6 phones of the year. Now, the Motorola Razr isn't even like out. It's not really a thing yet. It's not going to be out until 2020 officially, January 2020, unless I'm misinformed. So can you put this as one of the top phones of this year? I say no. You can't call the Moto Razr a phone that no one has used and hasn't like sat in people's pockets and all that kind of stuff. You can't say that this is a good phone for 2019 when it doesn't come out until 2020. Oppo Reno 10X Zoom. Again, another phone that, like, here in the United States, I can't judge this. So it seems this is the next web. Gadgets for humans. I don't know where they're located. So maybe they're located in a place where they could have this phone. But that's it. Oppo, Razr, P30 Pro, OnePlus 7 Pro, Google Pixel 4, 11 Pro Max, no S10, no S10 Plus, no Note 10 or Note 10 Plus, no V50. This and some of these phones seem like they could stand in the space of others. I mean, I know they're not exactly the same phones, but like, the Oppo, the OnePlus 7, the P30 Pro, like, I don't know, they seem like they are phones of in a similar range. So maybe there should only be one of them in the list. I don't know, having not used 2 of the phones that I'm talking about. The Razr phone is a phone in search of a problem that doesn't exist. Well, yeah, I mean, on some level it is, and you're absolutely right, Michael, that they're banking on nostalgia to get people excited about the Razr phone. I have to admit that when I first saw the Razer phone and that it was going to be released and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh, that's cool. The more I thought about it, I thought, well, it's not that cool. Um, and the more I thought about it, still, when it was $1,500 for mid-tier smartphone specs, I was like, well, no, it's not cool at all. Not cool at all. um, but maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe it will surprise me. At any rate, folks, it is 8:28. I got to take my daughter to school. I figured I'd jump on here, give you guys about an hour's worth of painfully honest morning time. My coffee is cold. I need to get that fixed. And in general, I got to start my day. Well, I guess I did start my day. I started my day with all of you people. 101 people were in. I just saw 101 people in here. Yeah, new version of the Motorola StarTAC. Yeah, I would too. That would be cool. But anyway, good people. Once again, for everybody who super chatted, all the members who are out there, if anybody wants to become a member, there's a way to do that down in the. If you're watching on YouTube, down in the right below the video, there's a join button. You can hit that. Got merch and all that kind of stuff that you can avail yourself of. Everyone have a great day. Everyone enjoy yourselves. I'll be back and doing this again sometime soon. I'll have videos coming sometime in the next day or so. But until then, thanks so much for being here. Once again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is the Painfully Honest Tech Morning thing that we did. Until the next time, I'm out.